Alright, so as you can see with this particular guitar, I'm not sure if you can see it from this angle, but I've got a length of timber here. This is the guitar neck. There you go. You can see that there sitting on top of this length of timber and clamped at either end because I have set the neck into the guitar without putting the frets in. It was a little bit of an afterthought. I was going to put frets on, but because I was kind of in the moment with the building yesterday, I kind of jumped ahead. So what's basically going to happen now is that now is when I'm going to be doing the fretwork. So I'll be using my side square to cut along here, as you can see, and I'll be able to take that up, but I'm going to need to do a more traditional, let's say this was a Les Paul, stretch. Let's say this was a Les Paul, which is a set neck. Usually your fretwork would be done while the guitar's assembled. So it's going to be a similar type of thing, whereas normally with cigar box guitar building, we would generally do the fretwork while the neck is not attached to the body. But as you can see, the neck is attached to the body quite firmly. So this is the way it is going to go today. All right, so this is a fret file. I have two. I have this one here, this is from Crimson Guitars. And this is another one. You see this has got a funny little angle on it. Right, and that's designed to do put a bevel on the side of the fret. So the first thing I'm going to do, now you don't have to use these. You can get a simple bastard file, such as this, and just take the handle off. And for many years I used one like this and just basically went up and down the sides. Take the handle off. And it works fine. Even if you glued it onto a piece of timber, it'll do a perfectly fine job. So you can make your own one. I lashed out one day and bought this. Now, I can use this to get rid of the nasty overhang. Now, I've also got, I must admit, a pair of these pliers from Stu Mac. And these are fret end cutting files, and this is flush. As you can see that sheen there, that's flush, so it does cut them flush to the fretboard. Not completely, but close enough that it's quite comfortable. So I'm doing that side first. There we go. And we'll get rid of the dust. And then I'm actually going to flip the guitar, because remember, I would generally do the fretwork before I put the neck on, but I didn't, so that's okay. So I'm going to clamp that down there. I'll clamp this here past the 16th fret, and again I'm going to turn it this way now so I can get to the end. I'm just being careful not to bang the body. All right, and then I just want to run my finger down. It's obviously overhang. So there, just going to take a bit more off there. And then there's this file. So what I'm going to do now, and this has got a timber top, and there's the file there. You can see it's a triangular looking thing, like a pyramid, long pyramid. And I'm just going to run this puts a bevel on it. Now, I bought that And in all honesty, I probably shouldn't have, because I can get a better job holding this on an angle. So not every tool that comes up as the be-all and end-all is a great thing. That is brilliant, all right? See if you've got a little truss rod to keep it straight. So just double check and then put a bit of a 45-degree angle on. Now I'm going to put an angle on this side. You can feel when the file starts to relax. It's not gripping as much. And that's kind of when you know you've hit the end there. All right, next I'll get some sandpaper and I'm going to run it along the sides. Now that, I'm not running it along the top, but I am running along the sides. Just double check it. Now that's not the end, and this is really important because your fret angles, if you can imagine this is the profile of your fret angles, if your fret's sitting like that and it's got the dome there, you've still got these corners, which are actually very sharp. Now, if you do end up with fret sprout and your fretboard shrinks a little bit and you end up with the tip of the fret poking out past the fretboard, if these edges, these sharp little edges here haven't been filed, curved around, you've got the good possibility that someone's going to cut themselves on one of your builds. So, two things you can do. One, you can use a dedicated file such as this one here. There's a few different files you can use. There's that one, which is a crowning file. You can use them. They're curved over at the end. This one, which I got from eBay, which I've used this for, I've probably had this 5 or 6 years. It's probably on its way out. But I can still feel it's got grip. Now there's a curved side there and there's a square side there, depending on how aggressively you want to attack it. I'm just going to put my clamp up the top up here just to hold the guitar steady. And I'm going to put another clamp down here on the body just to keep it steady. I like to keep it steady while I'm working. And all I'm going to do is bring you down here so you can see the fret. There we go here. Hang on. All right, this is difficult. All right, so I'm just going to try. Okay, so here I've got my sharp side, not the rounded side. I've got the slightly sharper side here. So I'm going to curve it round. I'm going to follow the fret, and I'm just curving it round. Now, I can use. You see what I'm doing there? All right, now I can feel that. I usually just give it a touch up there as well. And that is so smooth. That's sharp. That is so smooth. It's just curved and rounded and comfortable. There. Just follow that round. Now, I think this thing cost me about maybe $16, $20, something like that. You can use one of these. So this is just a little file I bought from the hardware store. One of those little triangular files. And all I did was I ran it up here. See how it's shiny there? I ran it up the side of my sanding station and I basically just flattened it. So it's not going to cut in. Now, you hear that? I'm just curving it around. It doesn't take long. And it's not rocket science. All right? It's not rocket science. If you're watching all of those super duper duper heavy duty guitar luthier channels and stuff like that, some of them make you feel that it's some sort of magic. It's not, man. It's just a little bit of care. Just taking it off. You don't even need specialized tools, man. It's just... I'm just taking those sharp edges off. Bang, I can feel that. There you go. See, it's just such a nice thing to be able to do. And this is a tool I made myself, you know. It's not, you know, I've got some fancy tools. And sometimes I keep all of these old-fashioned tools because they're just fun. So here is the guitar as it stands at the moment. So I've given it an oil treatment with linseed oil and I've wiped off the excess so it doesn't get sticky. It's an overcast day here today. It's not cold, but it's not hot either. So I'm just being a little careful. Piezo's in there. Got a volume control. I'll probably give it some nice box corners on the top. I've got some beautiful gold box corners from CB Giddy. And I'll be using these gorgeous tuners that I got from CB Giddy. I get my parts from cbgiddy.com. And you can too if you use the promo code down in the information section there with the description. Look at these beautiful, beautiful tuners. So I've got some gold tuners, which I think is going to really offset the that honey kind of colour of the fretboard and even the mahogany that I've used for the neck. And these are going to be, have a look at that. Yes, that is beautiful. That is going to be absolutely gorgeous. So if you use the promo code Birdwood along with the affiliate link down in the description, if you need to order parts from cbgiddy.com, you can get 10% off from CB Giddy. Australian shoppers with CB Giddy and New Zealand shoppers with CB Giddy, we are now actually taking advantage of some awesome new shipping rates which have come through, just to let you know. And yeah, man, I'm stoked. This is gonna, I think this is gonna come up a real treat. Now, believe it or not, I've had this box top. This lid that I made. Like, I've bashed it and trashed it and like I stamped all over it on the ground and like really weathered it up. Like really kind of, it's got texture. And I just think it just so perfectly suits this neck. And it's a 24-inch scale length, so it's a really lovely scale length. And I'm really stoked at how this has actually come up. Just making sure I've taken off any excess oil, so I don't want it to be sticky. And later this afternoon, I will come back and I will I'll finish it off.